Welcome back to Big Briz TV. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about my 110 scale RC cars by Redcat Racing. This one, with the HPI E30 M3 body, has been completed, and I'm really happy about it. I finally got those mirrors in. And when they came in, I got two driver side mirrors. So you see how it has the triangle mount here that goes on the door? That was the driver side mirror. So two of these same ones. And so what I did was I just trimmed out the triangle mount part, and then it sticks out a little proud, but the seller gave me a discount on them. And this was my second time with that same seller with these lights. The first ones, if you recall, they didn't work, but these work now. And so everything on it is good. My license plate came in. So it's got the big Briz and then the TV. Boom, if you can see it there. I like that. And antique, there's a couple of old school M3s, E30 and E36s over here in my neighborhood with antique plates. I thought that was cool. These cars are 30 years old now, so they qualify as antiques. So this paint job came out really well. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the lighting. I didn't go into too much detail about that, but with this car, I bought 5 light kits, and I used this one. This was my favorite of the 5 because it has these ribbons, and so when you want to disconnect the car, the body from the car, there's just that one disconnection right there, and boom, the body comes away. And I just used some double-sided tape to mount the little control box up here in the roof of the car, and then I used some double-sided tape in here under the ribbons, and I like the fact that they're flat, so I just press them up against here, so I have it routed around the inside of the body. And obviously I used the light buckets and I painted them black. I will have to put some black tape or something over these lights. You can see the light through the windows, since I have, or maybe I'll just tint the windows a bit. But this kit really works well. I'll put a link in the description of the brand of this one, but it took a while to get here, but it was well worth it. I'll show some of the other kits. You might have seen this. This is the second body that I've been working on. Oh, this thing, I keep doing that. I always leave my cars unplugged, which is what you should do. I mean, it preserves the battery, but you just don't want them plugged in for no reason. So when you hit this and turn it on, as you can see, and then if I did it again, you got those flashing headlights, the low beams. And then if I did it again, you got the side mirrors. So they both flash like that. I thought that was a really cool look. And then when I took the car out to drive, it looks great. I mean, it's like scale, I really like that. And so this car is done. So let me backtrack a bit. So I have 4 of these cars, 2 of the cars and 2 of these trucks. The blue one I showed in a previous video, I destroyed it, but it still has good electronics. So I can use that in an upcoming project. I did buy another vehicle to replace the blue one. This one, I took it out and it's great. I mean, this is the brushed version, but it goes. It's really fun to roll around. I had it out in some dirt in the grass, did a little rock climbing with it, going up steep cliffs in the dirt and stuff like that. It performed really well. I wish I had filmed it, but I just went out to test it and I had fun with it. And so that's that. The one that I have to come replacing the blue model of this is the Redcat Piranha TR10 Truggy, and I bought a body from JConcepts for that, and I got it painted yesterday. So I just threw on the paint scheme. I had this blue paint left over from this metallic paint is great. And what I would suggest, if you look in the paint a car, and you don't want the flat color, go with something that has metallic in it. I mean, it really adds dimension to the paint. I had a little bit of that pink left. It was a lot left than what I thought. So it was like a spatter. Well, you can't see now, but it was like a spatter just coming out sputtering. And then I put some decals I had left over from some of the other, decal sheets that I had. So when that truggy is supposed to be coming in tomorrow, when I first got it, I ordered it from Amazon. It came in, and at first it wouldn't run at all. And then I messed around with it a little, and then I got it to run forward and reverse, but it wouldn't turn. So I called up Redcat, and they said I might have a bad servo. Now, I heard about those having servo issues, with the servo saver and things like that. So, and just a generally weak servo, or a weak servo in general. And I figured it's a brand new truck. Why would the servo be, So I plugged in a servo for one of these other cars, and it worked. So it was definitely something. I believe in the remote, or that 2-in-1 ESC that it comes with. So like I said, I have other electronics from my other one of this, my parts truck, if you will. And then going back to the light kit, I have this guy. Let's see, let's switch these around. I might include a little bit of a video of me moving this one around in the dark, or darker situation where I kind of show the light. This is the Mark II Volkswagen Jetta GTI. I like these old school bodies. This one, as you can see, I already masked it off, and I painted up the trim for the rub strips and the bumpers, And this one came with door handles. It also came with trim sheet, or decal sheet. It came with the grill, which it's taped up now, but I taped it up so that I could get that red line when my red paint comes in tomorrow. I'm gonna paint this one red, metallic red, so I could get that GTI red line around the grill here. And I think that's gonna look really good. And then it came with these mirrors, which I just put some aluminum foil cut to fit, and I painted these up. You can see the marks where I painted the door handles, the grill, and everything. And then since I had one of those, and here's the decal sheets. So I thought I would need to paint the trim around, the body, around the windows and the doors and everything, but it came with a decal sheet. So I think I got this from Super G. It was about 45 bucks, but I really wanted this body. The problem was this body is 190 millimeters, and the E30 body is 200 millimeters. And I figured 10 millimeters shouldn't be so bad, but you know what? I should have known better, because I deal with watches. So a millimeter is a big deal when you're talking about small things, especially these scale cars. So what I had to do with this is I had to stance the tires a bit in order to get it in. And these wheel wells, the way they come, is gonna be a little tougher to get the tuckage I want. But anyway, back to the light kit. I have this mocked up. Obviously I have to spray inside here. And one pro tip is, if you get one of these old school bodies, old school meaning that the light buckets are included and they're just molded Lexan, what you can do is carefully just poke a hole through where you want your LEDs to go, and you can kind of press fit them in. So these things are not glued in or anything. They'll just, let's see if I can pop this out. Yeah, they just slide out. And then once you get the final fit or placement, you can just wrap it with some black tape, or just put a dollop of some Gorilla Glue or whatever in there. But as you can see, what I was talking about with the light kit for this one, this particular light kit, there've been some videos on this, and it works well. You have 2 extra slots in here. I tried it for additional reverse, not reverse, brake lights. So a running red light back here. With this body, they come with, it's a turn signal. Let me just turn it on, let's see. It's turn signal, you got your reverse light, you got your brake light. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was put another red light in here. You can't really see it well because it's taped off, but I wanted to put an additional red bulb here, which I do have, but and you can see the circles where I traced out where I want the magnetic mounts to go. But this kit was nice. What happens is the running lights, they're dim, and when you start running the car, these are still masked off inside, so you know, waiting for paint. When you run, they get bright, and the high beams get bright. And then this also has turn signals back here. I forgot to mask off for the turn signals, so I just got a Q-tip with a little bit of my wife's nail polish remover and went in there, you know, did it the Big Burst way. But this body, you know, and there's certain areas on it that are real tough, real, you know, sturdy and stout. And then there's areas like right up here where it's just really flimsy. So I don't know, in the molding process, like this is really flimsy. But then you have other areas that's really tough. So that's one reason I like these square bodies, because some of those rounded, you know, the newer model style cars, they have the rounded fronts and everything. And they're just not, the Lexan is really thin, you know, like 1 mil or whatever. So anyway, back to the lighting kit. So with this one, you have this, in addition to this huge bowl of spaghetti, I think it's 12 lights total in this kit. You have this controller box, and you have 2 extra slots, like I said. You have this cable for auxiliary. I don't know what that does. It did come with some instructions, which was nice. But then when you want to disconnect this from the body from the car, you have to pull out at least 2 wires. You can pull the 2 out from the ESC, and that'll bring this whole thing out. Or you can disconnect the ESC jumpers, which will leave in these. So, or you could disconnect this part right here, the 2 here. So you'll have this whole part inside the car. And let's say if I went and mounted that on the roof and then routed these around the sides like I did with this one, you know, it won't be the same. And let's see if I can get this without unplugging it. You see, there's gonna be a huge difference there. Whereas with this one, I could just unplug, boom, and the body comes away. But this one is a lot more gymnastics. So I prefer this kit. When I link it, I'll link it as, the names are crazy, but I'll link it as the ribbon, the one with the ribbons. And then this is the one on the, I guess, Mark II Volkswagen. And once I get the paint's supposed to be coming in tomorrow. Once I get the paint for this, and the truck is supposed to be coming in tomorrow also, I'll do a follow-up vid and I'll show, you know, the final product and what everything like that. I have some wheels coming, some BBS RS's that are coming for this. And this was the look that I'm going for with this car. So I need to do that. I need to get these body mounts mounted in. And I'm just trying to get a good stance on this. Let's see. I want a maximum tuckage where I can still drive the car and getting around that 190 millimeters. Let's see if I can show. I'm trying to get around that 190. I want that tuckage to be maximum there. So, you know. So yeah, all in all, you know, I'm really happy with this. I started out with these 4 bodies, and these 2 are working fine. I said in a previous video that this one had a problem with the steering, but it actually didn't. It was actually the trim settings on the radio. So once I got that dialed in, I mean, this car actually runs like a champ. And when I showed it, you might remember, I had this diff cover off. And that was because I had replaced this motor with a new 550 can. So and it runs tight. It's really tight. So what I did was I just oiled it, I greased it, and then I put the diff cover back on. I cleaned it all up. I bought new body mounts for this, and then trimmed them all the way down. The body mounts were about this tall. I don't know, in inches, maybe 5 inches, 6 inches, and then I had to basically cut the whole things off to get these to fit in. So I don't know if I'm gonna go with tints on these windows, because similar to the BMW, this one, the mounts are gonna be on the window. So I may do some tints back here. I don't know, but I'll be sure to do a follow-up when I get this one all painted and running, and show how the lights work and everything like that. And then when this truggy comes in, I already showed the wheels in a previous video in my trusty Boxo parts here. I got the dish wheels for that. So, and you know, this is the third kit. This one, I guess they try to make it look like a fake Tamiya set, because they got the stars on here and then on here. So an RC guy would recognize these stars from Tamiya and then maybe go for this. But this kit was one of the ones that I really didn't like, because it only comes with one reverse light. No, actually it doesn't come with any reverse light. Let me see. It comes with brake lights, it comes with turn signals, it comes with 4 lights in the front, white, and then a backwards. Oh, it does come with a reverse light. Okay, well maybe I just didn't have it set up, but at least the wiring diagram is good on this. But actually I think one of these lights are blue, I'm not sure. But anyway, this kit didn't work as well for me as much as these other ones. So I will rate this one number 1, this one number 2, this one number 3. And then there was one other that I got that was just terrible. That was the one, well, it wasn't terrible, but the lights just flashed party mode style, but not, you know, scale mode, where with the brake light, turn signals, reverse light, you know. And then the first one I bought, they were just lights, you know, the type that you would hook up to maybe a 9-volt battery inside the car and just have them just on. So red in the back and white in the front, and they came with those metal mounts that will be sticking out, you know. It looked kind of weird. I saw a young person, the video was really old, and installing them, and they had these huge things just sticking out the front of their car. It looked kind of weird, but you know, I thought I would get that and then maybe recess them a bit and then use some glue. But this way worked out well with the, you know, with the light buckets, and just press fitting them in like that. So when I get that all sorted out, I'll come back and update this video. But if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'll be back soon with this finished car and this truggy, see how that works out. And we'll see if I want to swap over some electronics to that truggy. I'll probably use it as new. And then as I break stuff, because these two I'll be bashing and these two I'll be babying. So, and then somebody asked, how do I store my car? So I'm thinking up something how to mount them, maybe on a wall or something. But I'll update that in an upcoming video. Big Brisk TV. Everybody stay well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.